Okay, folks, turn 42. I managed to free my capital. I assassinated the second werewolf commander, freed us up. Fantastic. Nazca is attacking Ermor, did a little bit of damage there. Nazca is also hopping huge armies of Hatun Runas, which he must be free spawning. He has to be. These has to be captured slaves. There's no way he can possibly be recruiting this many hundreds of Hatun Runas. He's hopping Hatun Runas through Caelum, which I believe he has permission to do, so that's happening. Asphodel is sending their Etten Mandragora to clear werewolves in one of their provinces, and so now I get to see what this guy is geared with. This guy is a national hero for Asphodel, and it's really sort of hilarious. He has increased valor, which doesn't actually affect him at all. He's got a Mace of Eruption, a Vine Shield, a Snake Bladder Stick, which does poison damage, a Spirit Mask for Fright, a Crown of Lead, because he has 2 head slots, Copper Plate, Birch Boots, and a Storm Spool. So Shock Resistance 40, that's mainly what he was there for. He was there for massive shock resistance to make Caelum unusable, or useless. And then he has Hateful Vines. And if he kills you with the Hateful Vines, you rise as a soulless, and also they have the Sleep Vines effect. So 3 attacks, not bad. Not bad at all. Oh, interesting. So he only actually gets to roll to hit once. And then if he hits, the Sleep Vines hit you 3 times? Wow, that's incredibly broken. That's that's mighty powerful. In any case, Bird Eater the Etten Mandragora is here, and he's rocking around. Any real counter thug would be able to destroy him. So long as they are, so long as they're not shock damage, reliant. So, while alive, Ambicephalos attacked the Dark Woods. After his death, the Vengeful God forced his soul back in his body and made him realize the atrocities that his creators had committed to create him. His hatred against the living has suffused the vines animating him. Cool. Interesting. Great. And he blesses himself, and his bless is Decay Weapons and Hard Skin. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. And so he went and fought these werewolves. He was casting Frighten on them a lot. They charged in. They didn't actually do any damage because of the Vine Shield and the shock effect. And he reanimates them as Mandragora? Wow. That's impressive. This guy is mad scary. Okay, fair enough. Hit him with Banefire. I've got a Fertility Cult again, so I'm gonna have to move some troops up there and patrol that out. I'm not recruiting almost anything, because I'm just poor. Just absolutely 100% poor as hell. Fun fact, however, notice how none of these ladies have actually died of their disease? Well, their hit points just went up. And you know why that is? I've realized why that is. It's because they have the shape changing. They turn into spiders. These sorceresses died. When they died of the disease, they turned into spiders, and then they turned back, and the process regenerated all their hit points. So they're not actually dying of these diseases. They're just sitting here, slowly accumulating afflictions and healing. I am still going to cast Cure Disease on them just because I'm like, I don't want them to actually die. But that's hilarious, I must say. Still constructing a few Mandragoras, still doing some Gnome Lore searching. Haven't found any gems this turn, unfortunately. All these casts and no gems whatsoever. I did kill a Celerian Assassin, and I patrolled out 2 other Celerian Assassins in Druidland and Sceleria. So I think Sceleria should be gone? No, not quite gone, because Vanarus hasn't yet stormed this fort, which is where the Divine Emperor is. But I think that should hopefully be all of their assassins. Vanheim, meanwhile, is raiding the shit out of Ulm, which is impressive considering that I think they've been entirely devoured by Nazca. So the shape of the late game is definitely taking form. Vanarus exists, but I don't know that they're huge. They have this territory down here. They destroyed Patala, so they have Patala's former territory, but they're not, I think, one of the big dogs. They're a dog. They're just not a big dog. Ulm, likewise, is a dog and might be a pretty big dog, to be honest. I think Ulm is pretty big because Ulm, I think, goes all the way over here. I think Mr. Root has done pretty well for himself. Ermor seems to be being slowly pushed back. Nazca has taken a lot of casualties, he's expressed. Perun and I have been coordinating on this, but they've also inflicted a ton of damage, so I think they're doing pretty well driving Ermor away. Asphodel, struggling, still alive. Caelum, kind of on their last legs. Caelum, I would say, on the way out. Even if they can manage to hold off Asphodel, I think their casualties have just been too hard. I don't think they can make it. And I think it's getting close to time to dissolve the non-aggression pact with them and attack. But for that, I still need to recruit. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to cast Cure Disease over here. I'm going to start creating, either creating Mandragoras or summoning Lamias. I think Mandragoras. It's hilarious that I'm about to be attacking Asphodel with Mandragoras after everything they've been through. But I think that's where we are. I think that's what we're going to do. I could also generate lumber constructs, which is sort of hilarious. Yeah, Lamias will be kind of cool, but I can only get 6 for 5 nature gems, and they've got high regeneration and they turn into snakes, so they're hard to alpha strike, which is actually really useful against Caelum, but I don't know. Or I could awaken Ivy Kings for more nature mages, but I don't really need more nature mages, to be honest. The main use of Ivy Kings for me would be that they have a built-in, well, Ivy King effect, and so they can churn out more Vine Ogres for meat, for, you know, blocking, because I think they get 4 Vine Ogres per summon, and then you can give them an Ivy Crown, and that gives them another 1, so I think they get 5 for 3 gems, which is pretty radical, to be honest. But yeah, let's just do Mandragoras for right now. And we can give him a Thistle Mace to make that higher. So he can get a couple more Mandragoras. There we go, start getting some Mandragoras. Now, we are 2 turns away from Conjuration 8, at which point I'll cast Well of Misery. Funny Guy is sight searching, he's forged a Skull Face, so he is Death 6. And we are just tickled pink. We are just waiting on the world to change here. Actually, to be honest, I could contact a Lamia Queen. I think I might do that. If I research here, that gives me 26. Funny Guy does not need this Skull Face right now, so I can give the Skull Face to Carrie, and then Carrie can contact a Lamia Queen, which will get me another mage, and Lamia Queens are high regeneration, and they can be quite useful. They're Death Nature mages, but they can also random water and blood. So either of those would be good for me. Water, because it would give me access to some water, which I don't currently have, and would open up Foul Vapors as a tactic, and blood, because it would get me into a little bit of blood. A little bit more blood, rather, since I have a little bit of blood on Funny Guy. Funny Guy will still sight search, and yeah, other than that, I think we're just rocking and rolling. Poor as shit, as I've mentioned, just absolutely god-awful poor. Poor beyond measure, poor beyond reason, but still rocking along, and as soon as I get Well of Misery up, oh baby, it is going to be a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. So 2 turns to that, gathering my armies, moving over towards Caelum. I think I am going to have to end the non-aggression pact with Caelum, if not this turn, then next turn. Yeah, we'll just see how things develop. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 43. I think probably next turn I end the non-aggression pact with Caelum. Just because with all of these, all the birds hopping in, I think the birds can probably handle things. So those are Hatun Runa. Yeah, so all he's got is a whole bunch of Hatun Runas. These are just siege chaff that are hopping in. But I think... yeah, because Caelum just has too little territory to survive. I mean, I'm sorry, I love you, Nasajin, but you are a dead man. There is no mistake about that. So Matawa, actually, just research for a second, because we're gonna summon a I'm losing my mind. Magic beings. Because see, they're using undead leadership, so I think these guys can be summoned by can be led by a Mound King. So I am summoning a Mound King here, reviving a Mound. I think Mound Kings can lead Mandragoras, and if they can lead Mandragoras, then I can take these guys underwater and claim Caelum's underwater territories for myself, which will get me some income that will be very hard for him to stop. He does have his worm, obviously. Also, Nazca is underwater over there, which is a little bit irritating, and of course he's underwater up there. I've also got 20 merfolk, 20 mermen. I'm recruiting another 6, another couple, so if I end the non-aggression pact this turn, 3 turns, so at the end of this turn, 1, 2, 3, I could move right into White Lake. Yeah, I think I probably end it this turn. I think that's probably what I do. Well, no, because I want to wait until I can spam out some more summons to get some better shit going. Clockwork Soldiers and Clockwork Horrors went down in price, but they also went down in scaling. Clockwork Horrors actually is a pretty solid spell, 9 for 10. Yes, they don't last, but I don't know. Getting a few Clockwork Horrors for chaff might help. I just need better combat magic. I don't have fantastic combat magic right at the moment. It's death, basically, and I want to get Well of Misery active before I start fighting. So, Well of Misery, I have this turn to research, next turn to research, the third turn I'll cast it, and I'll get the income. So yeah, I want to wait at least one more turn before I end the non-aggression pact with Caelum. Alright, so, that's turn 42. I'll see y'all in turn 43. Okay, remember all that stuff I said about Caelum? Cancel all of that. Nasajin contacted me and let me know he actually did not expect this. Apparently, this had not actually been negotiated, and as a result, he is going AI. So, what's actually going to happen here is we are going to roll in deep and hard with everybody as quickly as we can. We're summoning fire snakes. We're summoning fire snakes over there. We're reviving a king to lead some troops from over here. So we'll have a few fire snakes. We've got a few infantry. We're going to get some pygmy archers. So we've got pygmy archers, we've got fire snakes coming. Over here we're still... Are we summoning any mandragores? We're not, because we're still getting the Lamia Queen. That's fine. We're moving our merfolk down here, summoning that... where is he? Why am I not... Yeah, Revive King. There we are. We're going to revive a king over here to lead our mandragores underwater to take all of that. So... yeah, we should be able to eat a significant fraction of Caelum very, very quickly, and hopefully we'll even get the capital. That would be amazing! And, of course, within a couple turns, we'll also have that Well of Misery up. So, that'll be great. In any case, I just needed to let you know that things had changed a little bit. And I'll see you all in turn 43. Okay, folks, turn 43. Things are kicking off. First of all, I do this literally only to spite Nazca. Enjoy. Yeah, Nasajin's pissed. Nasajin just sent me, this is my second enormous death basket this game. And it is a doozy. Skull of Fire, bunch of lightless lanterns, bags of wine, random other magical items, a dwarven hammer, a robe of the sea, and a water bracelet. Almost 5,000 gold. I don't know why the fuck he had 5,000 gold. And well over 300 gems. Mainly water gems, but also a bunch of nature. You may notice I'm spending all that nature. We've summoned our first Lamia Queen. Our first Lamia Queen is Blood 2. Best summon confirmed. We are summoning a second Lamia Queen. We have one more turn. One more turn before we hit Conjuration 8 and drop Well of Misery. And then we're going to be running down Alteration, because I think that sounds like a good idea. I could also go down Thaumaturgy. That wouldn't be bad at all, either. That would open up some things for my High Death to do, with like Plague and Leprosy and stuff like that. Stygian Paths. Stygian Paths would be very useful in the late game. So yeah, I'll want to run down Thaumaturgy too. I want to get Alteration level 7 at least, though, for my Earth Mages to do something. We are attacking Azumar. We're moving into the Sea of Plenty. We're gathering troops to launch an attack on Dragonscale Mountains. Definitely hoping to clean up all that, and ideally also take Caelum. But we'll see how that goes. Asphodel is breaking out, as expected. There has been a battle in Hamani. I'm not sure if I saw that one. Yeah, that was just a little raiding party attacking Ermor. Ermor attacked Nazca up over here and won. But once again, just little raiding parties. And Nazca is funneling tons and tons and tons and tons of their little birdie boys through former Caelumite territory. I, meanwhile, am using all this money that I got to upgrade all of my forts. And do that. Also, I just gained a Hoburg settlement up here, which is rad-tastic, because it means that up here I can now start recruiting cheap little horticulturists forever. I could also recruit Hoburg militia if I wanted to, but I don't. I don't really want to. There's no point to them. I'm moving Lammasu out to Blood Hunt, which will be fine. That'll be her primary objective, will be to Blood Hunt for now. We're going to go Blood Hunt Tesiphon. And I'm going to summon, I'm casting Pack of Wolves a couple times to get some wolves, so I can send them over there to Blood Hunt with them. I'm still recruiting Bane Spiders, but I think I'm actually going to stop. I don't actually, upon consideration, I'm not sure that Bane Spiders are really going to be the change that I want to see in the world. I feel like either Spider Warriors or Spider Knights might actually be better. So we're gonna just spam out some Spider Knights here in Machaka. That will be fine. I could even get out some more Black Hunters. I have the gold for right now, but churning out Black Hunters will burn through that gold real quick. See, we're already, like, it's over 500 for 5 of them. I'm just not sure they're worth it at this point in the game. When there are all these magical countermeasures active, I'm not sure that Black Hunters can justify themselves without some kind of a defensive bless. Especially not because they're going to go feral. They're going to go into their feral form, and in their feral form, they will go crazy. So instead, we're going to get those, and then I'm actually being rec point locked right now. So let's do that. So let's get 4 Spider Knights, 4 Machaka Hoplites, and a couple of Pygmies. You can always throw in a couple of Pygmies. We'll do that. Over here, we're churning out Pygmies. I could use some Machaka Hoplites here as well, actually, because what I need most are infantry chaff right now. I need tough infantry chaff in order to survive fighting Caelum. Pygmies, less valuable. Still, they're still around. Like, they can still take hits. But I anticipate that in any major battle against even AI Caelumite troops, my Pygmies are just going to rout. They're just going to be hit and killed and run by the charge. So, mainly what I'm doing actually is summoning chaff. I'm constructing Mandragoras, I'm summoning Clockwork Horrors, summoning more Fire Snakes. I've got some Fire Snakes up here that are moving down along with a Fire Mage, who we will script to Phoenix power and then cast Living Fire. And we'll do that. We'll try to get him to do that a couple of times, which he should be able to do with all these fire gems he's got. Beyond that, everybody's researching. My research has taken a fairly significant kick in the pants from all those lanterns and such that I was just gifted so nicely. I also have an Armor of Twisting Thorns. I've got these 2 water boosters because Nasajin was gearing up to cast some high-level water spells. Actually, we should set you to research because the spell that he was looking to cast, I would also like to cast, actually. That is Hidden in Snow. It requires Water 3, Death 1, and it can only be cast in highlands and mountains. So all I actually have to do to cast that spell is empower once and empower a Death Mage once in water, and then give him those boosters, move him to a highland or mountain province, and build a lab there. So what we're going to do here is, this is a mountain province. That is also a mountain province, as is this. This is already a mountain. So what we're going to do is, we're going to empower, maybe Rumalisa. Yeah, let's empower Rumalisa in water, because then he can also forge Rune Smashers if I want. So we're going to empower you in water. Then we'll hand you those boosters, and you will immediately cast Hidden in Snow. I think the province has to be cold, I want to say. Yeah, the spell can only be cast in a cold mountain province. Okay, so that's not really going to work, because I'm never going to be cold. The dominion of everyone except Caelum is hot. Caelum does have some mountain provinces. This is actually a mountain province, and it is cold. So, I'll tell you what. Let's get Hassan up there, and see if we can manage to, before my dominion pushes his dominion out, let's see if we can manage to cast that spell. It'll be going into winter, so hopefully it will stay cold. They've got magic, and they've got misfortune, and turmoil. I don't know, I want to cast the spell just to kind of see how it do. So we're gonna move up there. Hassan, actually, you should take both of those with you. You can't use them just yet. But you'll push up that way, and you'll get there, you'll build a lab, and you'll cast the spell. We also need to build a fort here. And start recruiting scouts. This is, of course, the Throne of Beasts. Crank the province defense up to 21. Our prophet, Peter Parker, is hopping over this way to come down. I don't know why he's going there, actually. Peter Parker, why are you doing that? I told you to move there, and you decided that this was the way to do it. I guess technically it's fewer points, but you might as well just move through this way. And we're upgrading the fortress there. We're recruiting mages. In fact, I should be recruiting more mages. I now have the gold to build this lab. I'm recruiting scouts up there. That's fine. Keep recruiting scouts just because I need scouts. Not that I don't like mages and all, but I need scouts badly. Vanheim continues to raid Ulm, which is sort of hilarious. That scout is sneaking down that way. And yeah, overall, things are going okay. Do I have any cool spells that you could cast? Not really. Not much. Okay, that's fine, Fulmirageist. Sorry, just stay there. We do have 113 resources and 126 recruitment points here, so I'm thinking we should churn out some troops at this palisade. That'll be fine. We're burning through this gold quick, but that's alright. It exists to be burned through. Down here, we're casting Pale Riders, and we're also going to cast... I have 6 nature gems. I can't construct any Mandragoras with 6 nature gems. We'll cast Haruspecs, just to see if we can find some more nature sites. These guys are going to be defending this province for now. We're going to gather up troops, hit Dragonscale Mountain, and try to siege it down. We'll have our cave grubs coming with us, which will be great. We'll cast Swarm a whole lot as well. I want to come out of this with at least one of Caelum's forts. As I said, ideally also their capital. And of course I will take their water provinces, which will be delicious to me for their income. And next turn we'll get the Well of Misery up. Our Death Gem income will suddenly jump to 34. And we'll be in the money. In the proverbial money. It'll be a very interesting time. So, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in turn 44. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, turn 44. The news of the turn. We are casting Well of Misery with a ton of Death Gems. I've alchemized a whole bunch of all my air gems, all my pearls, all my nature gems, plus all I've lost my mind. All the death gems I had at the start of the turn, which was over what I needed already by a fair bit. And so we're casting this with a very significant overcast, which should keep it up for quite some time. Even if Tianqi down here decides that they really want to dispel it, which they might. That's possible. I could respect that decision. I also have an okay Astral Pearl income, so if necessary, Funny Guy can throw down a couple of dispels too, and that might be necessary. I did goof last turn. I empowered this guy in water, Rumaliza, because I forgot to move the empowerment to this guy, Hassan. Oh no, that's right, Hassan couldn't be empowered because he was moving. Well, I didn't mean to empower him, so that was a waste of some water gems. But in any case, it did happen. Mdogo up here, Mdogo, is going to move down, where we're kind of shifting away from the halls. We do have Black Branch, the Ivy King now. He, of course, is an Ivy Lord, so I think that bonus, the Ivy Lord bonus to Vine Men, should also apply to Vine Ogres, question mark? I think it does. I feel like it does. If it doesn't, then I feel robbed. So, where are my Ivy Crowns? Because I know I had 2. Where are they? Seeing a serious lack of Ivy Crowns. And I don't know why. I summoned another Lamia Queen. She came out Death 3, Nature 2, which is fine. That's fine. That's good. Death 3, Nature 2 is pretty decent. I only have a couple of Death 3s in the nation. And so they're okay. I'm down with Death 3. Let's move Kerry down and give him a couple of fire gems. And we're also moving all these guys. I'm forging a Skull of Fire for Nazca. They paid me for it. So they paid me 5 fire and 5 death gems. So I'm forging that for them. That helps increase the overcast on Well of Misery slightly. I'm collapsing troops onto Azimar, so I'll get a small army down here. I have a much larger and more powerful army attacking Dragonscale Mountains, including 22 cave grubs, which do, of course, give me a ton of siege strength, and so I should be able to break down that fort pretty quickly. I also have 24 long dead horsemen, which will help a little bit. What I don't have is a whole lot of magic support, actually, in these armies. I don't have... A lot of my magic support is kind of sitting around not doing much. There is an Ivy Crown. Yeah, Ivy Lord. Okay, yeah, so that does apply to Vine Ogres. So, what I want Black Branch to do is, I want Black Branch to where... He doesn't have a head slot. Damn. Frustrating. Okay, well that's fine. He can still just cast the spell. I don't actually have any nature gems right now because I alchemized them all, but he's going to research for a turn, and then he will start summoning... Actually, no, he doesn't want to research. He wants to come down this way to be closer to the front lines. Unless I attack Ulm next. I guess we can just sit here for a moment at least. Dogo, yeah, you can actually also sit here. Just sit here and research and think about life. So you've got Kokimbia's Death 3, Aya is Death 3, and of course, Funny Guy is Death 6 at the moment, with the Well of Misery going up. So pretty soon our death income will be up to over 40 death gems per turn. We've taken Sea of Plenty, has a water site in it. I would like to start casting some more remote site searching spells. Why don't you cast an augury somewhere? Yeah, sure, cast augury on Faran. That's fine. And, yeah, doing well. So I do have this Rumaliza over here. He's Water 1. He's forging a water bracelet. Now, I can't necessarily cast Hidden in Snow because I need a cold mountain. I don't know how long that mountain is going to stay cold. But, with the lab, I can probably get a few casts of it off. And what I can also do with my water gems is I can cast... let's get him real quick. Cast Ritual Spell. I can cast Naiad Warriors, because that requires Water 3, Level 1 Nature, so all it requires is the boosters and a Water 1. Naiad Warriors summons Kidnids, or Keednids, or Kaidnids, or however you pronounce that word. It's highly efficient, and they are decent defensive chaff, which is what I will pretty much need. So, Rumaliza will be able to cast that spell, Hassan will also be able to cast that spell, Hassan will be able to cast Hidden in Snow next turn. This should still be Cold 3 at that point. And so he can churn that out. It's got high magic, should get some more water mages out of it. With those water mages, I can then start spreading out to site search for water and build up some water income. It's a little bit late in the game for that, but if I can get up to, you know, like 8 or 10 water per turn, then I should be able to do something with it. In particular, if possible, I would like to cast Maelstrom. Now, in order to cast Maelstrom, I would have to kick out someone else's global. I wouldn't want to leave it up to chance, because it might pick Mother Oak or, God forbid, Well of Misery to fight against. When you cast a global and all the slots are full, it randomly selects a global to try and dispel and replace. So what I'd want to do is, I would want to build up Astral Pearls, which with 2 Gem Gen globals I should be able to do pretty rapidly, dispel one of these other globals, and then replace it with Maelstrom. Which could be, dispelling Earthblood Deep Well would be the most useful, but also probably the most pointless, because Ulm, having had Earthblood Deep Well up for quite some time, probably has a whole bunch of Earth Gems stockpiled, unless he's been spending them as fast as he gets them. Which I don't know if he has. He might have been. I just don't have any indication that he has been. In any case. But it should be fine. Azan is still casting No More in a desperate bid to increase my, my Earth Gem income, which has been stultifyingly just kind of stuck in a rut for a while. Damn it, they did search Sceleria. Oh well. When you set site searching spells on repeat, that's just something that's going to happen. This is part of the tax for lowering your micro, essentially. I'm fine. I don't care too much. I have gotten a lot of site searching done, and my gem income is, it's okay. Could still be better. I would love to get higher level astral site searching, but that... Actually, that will be an option. I lost my lab over here, so I have to rebuild the lab before all these guys can go back to researching. And then I would like to start casting... what is it? It's actually an evocation, I think. I need to go up to evocation level 3 to get arcane probing. Let's do that, and then I can start arcane probing to get some more astral income, so that funny guy can do some cool astral shit, which would be pretty radical-tastic. Kinji Katile is up to Fire 4. He's moving and he's casting... He's scripted to cast Fire Elementals. Is there anything else that I would really like to cast with Fire 4? Flaming Arrows. Heat from Hell actually could be nice, I suppose. But it will hurt me as much as anyone else. Rigor Mortis, likewise. I don't yet have the undead spam active. What I'm going to need to do before Rigor Mortis becomes a major tactic is churn out a bunch of Mound Fiends to be reanimating undead passively, and summon a bunch of Wraith Lords and or Liches to lead them. Well, Mound Fiends are actually Death 3 mages already, so Mound Fiends with a Skull Staff can do all of the basic death combat things. But Liches are Death 4, and that makes them more effective. And Funny Guy can summon them, and also this lady with 2 boosters can summon them. So if I give her a Skull Staff and a Skull Face, she can summon Liches, and of course I can forge Skull Faces for a discount here at Imicton. They would still take a full turns of income, actually a little bit more, but very much doable. I've got a whole bunch of troops over here. Cascater is patrolling, but I'm going to move him in this direction. So what we're going to try to do is storm through Caelum as rapidly as possible, take those forts, take the capital, as I've mentioned, take these provinces if we can, and push down to begin to attack Asphodel. Now, Nazca might get there first, but that's just kind of the price we have to pay. And what I'm going to try to do also is get the undead together to push through this way and go after this throne that Relay has. The outer throne, because that would be fantastic. Beyond that, I need to claim the Throne of Beasts. I'm on the way to do that. And that will, of course, spark more fucking werewolf attacks, so whoop-de-fucking-do. That'll be great. Hopefully they won't attack me with werewolves. And also, my mannequins, my mandragoras, did successfully take the Sea of Plenty. So let's actually watch that battle so I can show you how mandragoras work in combat. There wasn't a whole lot of resistance, full disclosure. There was one Shark Knight, an Ichthyid Shaman, and a bunch of Ichthyids. Mandragoras are excruciatingly slow, especially underwater. Combat speed of 3, also attack skill of 6. But attack skill of 6 honestly doesn't matter all that much when you have 7 attacks. Like the attack density of a square of mandragoras is absurd. They have 21 attacks per square. So, like that. And see, fatigue 70, fatigue 200. These guys are actually fatigued out. That one's not, but this square is actually fatigued out. They got wiped. My mandragoras got netted, but it doesn't really matter. They don't care much because they have high hit points and pierce resistance. So these stone spears are doing half damage to them. And the Ichthyids are just getting the hell fatigued out of them by all those sleep vines. This Shark Knight is only at fatigue 3 because he has a high defense skill and hasn't been attacked very much yet. I don't think he's been hit at the moment. Yep. Now he's been hit, and in one round he's up to 167 fatigue. The water strikes are killing some of my mandragoras, unfortunately. Can't really do much about that, but the armies of Caelum are routed, and we have taken the Sea of Plenty. Lost 3 mandragoras for a Shark Knight and the province defense. We also, of course, took Azimar. I lost 2 sorcerers in this battle. This is kind of what I was afraid of, and what I was mentioning earlier. I was trying to protect them as well as best I could, but unfortunately, they're just kind of out in the open. I don't have enough troops to protect them, actually. So, these guys landed, I fought them off, and I was going, okay, this is good. Bam! All of the Hawks land. Black Hawks swarming in. They rout almost instantly, but on that single round they attacked, they killed 2 of my sorcerers. Very, very sad. Hugely disappointing. They killed the guy who was there casting Howl, so that's super bad. And they killed 17 of my pygmies, but it's okay. It's alright. I lost a scout there. I lost a scout there in Ermithia. So he's just patrolling with those doohickeys. And, yeah, I've got 2 scouts hiding in here. So I'm going to move a scout down that way, and I'm going to move a scout... I'm going to keep that scout there. And yeah, other than that, things are going pretty okay. Overall, could be a lot worse. Starting to blood hunt over here in Ctesiphon. I am summoning some wolves, I believe? Yeah, I'm summoning a pack of wolves with Pandu. I'll send them over to help patrol. I'm also moving over. This lady down here has a bunch of wolves that have already been summoned, and a bunch of great spiders who will help patrol. So we'll blood hunt there, there. Neither of these places will blood hunt there. We'll blood hunt there. And we're going to keep summoning Lamia Queens as we can with more nature gems in order to do that. But even one Blood 2 Blood Hunter helps a lot. I should have I should have forged a hunting rod before she went. Versus. Okay, yeah, so that's the turn. Turn 44. We're doing pretty well, to be honest. Tianchi is actually pretty big. It's a question where I'm going to go next. Because, like, yeah, after I eat what's left of Caelum here, I've burned through that death basket of money completely. It's gone. And my income is only slowly creeping up. But it is creeping up still. Sea of Plenty was a good little bit. After that, it's a question of where I should go next. I could go to Tianchi. I could go to Vanarus, which would be a very reasonable target. I could attack Ulm. Ulm is one of the other major powers. Taking him out would be a significant coup, but on the other hand, it's likely to be hard. So, you know, pros, cons, pluses, minuses, kind of have to figure out what's better there. I've mentioned to Nazca the possibility of attacking Ulm. I don't know if I'm actually going to go that way, but it was the first thing I thought of. eliminating a rival like Ulm, and especially knocking down his global and taking his gem income, which is likely to be quite high, would be very good, especially because I am desperately, desperately thirsty for Earth Gems. Is is on land up here, which I had not noticed before, and I don't know why. That's the first Is I've actually seen. And there's a Naiad. Nazca has summoned a Naiad here in Nuptia, so that's good for them. But it means that they have water magic, and they're likely to be competing with me for water magic, which is sad. They still have a bajillion Haten Runas, which is to be expected. That is Perun's strategy. He's got some Supayas down here in assist. That was, 42 Supayas and a Hurin Priest. Remind me what his bless was. I just want to be reminded. His bless was Thunder Weapons, Fire Resistance, Quickness, Fate Weaving, Strength +4. Right. Yeah, this is actually an illegally expensive bless nowadays since Quickness has been nerfed. But when we started this game, it was before the patch. So, yeah, that's very, very that's a very nasty super hell skills bless. And Fate Weaving does definitely make it nasty. That said, Supayas still have a very easy counter in that they are Prot 0 and Ethereal. So, and they have Spectral Spears, so they do half damage against magic resistance checks. The Thunder Weapons makes them a lot more dangerous, but, and the Fire Resistance, of course, they have Fire Resistance, they have Cold Resistance natively from being undead. They have Storm Immunity, but funnily enough, not Shock Resistance. So hitting them with Thunder Strikes is actually the easiest way to kill them. Beyond that, you can still hit Supayas with high damage fire spells. 10 Fire Resistance will not save them from, like, Pillar of Fire or anything similar, so spamming those things is a good way to kill them. The other way to kill them is just regular old magic weapons doing magic damage, because they have Prot 0, and if you hit them with magic weapon guys, they will die. You just have to have magic weapon guys who have very high protection and are immune to shock. If you have those two things, a thug can do damage to them effectively, or you can hit them with spells like Bloodletting, which I believe works on the undead, I want to say. I think Bloodletting works on undead. Or other battlefield-wide spells. Earthquake, unfortunately, does not work on the undead. Nope, Bloodletting does not work on the undead. Damn. Okay, so you need to hit them with... They're cold resistant, they're fire resistant. They're fire resistant, but not fire immune, so actually, like, Firestorm would still probably work sometimes. Not very effectively, though, because Firestorm is 6 armor-piercing damage, and they have fire resistance 10. Yeah, they're kind of hard to deal with. Banefire. Me casting Banefire would work a treat, although it would only delete 1 square at a time. And, of course, the anti-undead spells like Wither Bones, which are in Thaumaturgy. So I will definitely want to go down Thaumaturgy and grab Wither Bones pretty quickly, because my Death Mages will be able to use it to annihilate huge numbers of undead, which will be very useful against Supayas and also very useful against Ermor. So Thaumaturgy 6, definitely a good place to go. That also reminds me, that would also give me... what? What else? Leprosy, Syllable of Sleep, Beckoning's not important. Gift of Reason, the Ravenous Swarm is a good anti-undead spell as well. You can just throw it up. And it would give me Leeching Darkness. Oh, Leeching Darkness is an untyped magic damage AP cloud. That would actually be a super effective spell against Supayas. Leeching Darkness. And it's only 20 fatigue, too. Yeah, that would be an amazing spell. Why have I never used that spell? Damn. And then opens up all kinds of other things. Galegate is not realistically within grasp for me. It's Nazca. This is what Nazca wants. This is Nazca's favorite global. But if I can get up to that and get up to Stygian Paths, I can realistically cast Stygian Paths. With my Death 3 mages, I give them 2 boosters because I can forge the boosters, and then they can use Stygian Paths. They need a lot of command in order to do it, but... and I can't summon Lampads, more's the pity. But they can, they can hop through the Stygian Paths and cause some real chaos. Also, I can get Worm Mages with Worm that Walks. So, Thaumaturgy level 8 is a great path for me to take as well. And that opens up Charm, which is basically Enslave Mind, but better, because when you charm someone, they keep their paths. So yeah, I want Evocation level 3. I want higher level Evocation than that, actually, because I will want... Acid Rain might be good for counteracting Ulm to an extent. Nah, not really. Banefire, however. Level 6 Banefire, that will be a good spell for me to have. Magma Eruption would be an okay spell for me to have. I do want some Evocation here, to be honest. I just haven't taken the time to go and get it. Cloud of Death. Yeah, this is interesting. The Evocation version of that spell doesn't affect undead and is stopped by magic resistance. It's armor negating, I suppose, is the difference. Because the Thaumaturgy version, Leeching Darkness, is only armor piercing, and it is MR negates, but it affects undead. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so yeah, I think Evocation, Alteration up to 7 for the Marble Warriors and the Bone Grinding. Honestly, I'll want Alteration 8 for Ground Army, really. Ground Army will be key to fighting Nazca, and that will also give me Disintegrate. Yeah. I think I need Alteration 8, and then I'll need Evocation and Thaumaturgy. I'm not sure in what order. I may have to swap over to grab Thaumaturgy level 6, which I should be able to do in just a couple turns. But we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. In any case, that's the turn. I'll see y'all in turn 45. Hopefully, we'll be able to crack these forts pretty quick, take them, move on to Caelum, and set ourselves up in a decent position with 2 enemy capitals. So, see you next time.